Good afternoon and welcome back to elliott Golf. Today I'm going to show you 3 simple ways you can start swinging more into out. Now with these 3 simple ways we've got to keep remembering a certain thing. How we get our ball flight and how we get our curvature is a mixture of our face and our path. So it's not just having one without the other. We're going to talk about 3 simple ways we can start to control face and path a lot easier. We're going to start talking about one that we can do a little bit more externally, one that we can do down on the ground, and then one as a feeling in transition to start showering the shaft, strengthening the face, and really getting us into a position which helps us to create a more into-out path. Let's get straight into today's video. So the numbers we're going to have on the screen is club path and face to path. So this number here is the relationship our face has to our club path. It's no point having this at into-out, which would be a positive number for a right-hander, if this is also very positive, because this would cause the ball to miss way off to the right, and that's no good for anybody. Generally, if we've got an into-out path, we want a face that's going to be somewhere around that minus figure to give us a ball which comes back to target. That's a really important thing to bear in mind going forward, doing these 3 drills to help you swing more into out. So it goes without saying, if you are a brand new viewer, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, press that bell notification. I bring you daily content which helps you improve your golf, play better golf, but ultimately start enjoying it a little bit more. We've got vlogs, challenges, instruction that doesn't take much of your time, so don't forget to smash that button. Let's get into the 3 ways you can swing a little bit more into out. Drill number 1 is probably my most simple one. We're going to start kind of in a simple order and work to kind of something that gets a bit more into kind of what happens in the mechanics of the golf swing. Really simple. I like to put down 2 markers or 2 T-pegs. This can be done on the range, on the golf course, whatever you feel appropriate is the right place to do this. 1, we're going to place the golf ball down, a club head back and a club head outside. We're going to place 1 T-peg, a club head in and a club head forward. We're going to place another T-peg. So we've started to create a channel which forces us to swing to the right of target. Now with this we need to bear in mind and think about this number here, the face to path number, because if we swing 3 degrees out to the right and we have a 3 degrees positive face to path, we're going to miss this ball way off the right of target and we're going to see it go way off to the right. That's not something we want to happen. We want to make sure if we got this positive, we've got this a little bit negative in the most simple terms. I feel that was a better shot. There we go. So see the difference in those 2. I'm going to look at the screen here. You can see here, I've got my positive club path, so the drill worked. It gave me 2 shots which were positive. I know only a little bit positive, but I wouldn't want it too much more than that if I was looking for a little bit of curvature. If you were looking for severe curvature, then this number would get a little bit bigger on the left hand side. So now we're on to drill number 2. Drill number 2, again, really nice simple one. We're going to have an alignment stick which we're going to put just outside the golf ball. Now this is something we can do with driver, hybrids, fairway woods, irons, but what I would say is start with the irons and work up, because if you're someone who at the minute is swinging very much out to in, so if we look at the TrackMan now, the left number would be a negative number. As soon as we start swinging to the right, we get a little bit nervous about that because we're so associated with missing off to the right that the last thing we want to do is swing to the right. So that's why today we're just going to talk about how we can improve club path, but how we need to make sure we do have a kind of a feeling to where our face to path is as well. First one, the first drill we talked about was really feeling like we swing through the gate, but having that feeling of releasing that golf club to stop that face pointing to the right. And the simple way to talk about this, if me imagine this, my hand was a tennis racket, it would work in this motion a little bit more, because that's the complete opposite to what you're doing as a slicer. We would feel like the motion was more like this, not like this into the golf ball. So this motion. This drill very, very similar, but we've not got a gate now, we've just got an alignment stick on the outside of us. We know if we were to swing left, we would hit the alignment stick and swing left the alignment stick. We're really trying to feel that we get the ball as close to this alignment stick as we can. So if you have a look here down nice and close to the golf ball, you can see that my club head is nearly touching it. The ball is just away from the alignment stick, and my feeling is that I'm going to swing up to that alignment stick but never touch it, okay? So really nice simple drill. And remember, if you're a slicer of the golf ball, you will still need to have that feeling of the club working in this motion in order to complete the swing and not miss this ball off to the right. Remember, we can't have one of these numbers without the other. It's really important that we understand that if we want to swing to the right, we need to have that feeling of the face being closed. It's a really important factor we need to have. Okay. There we go, second drill, alignment stick just outside the golf ball. There we go. Again, pretty good shot. I've just swung to the right, the face a little bit closed, finishing just left the target, but again, I achieved a slight positive path. Now, for me, this feels super over-exaggerated because I am someone that swings a little bit left, roughly by 2 degrees usually, so that felt quite an over-exaggerated move, even though it only gave me slightly positive club path by 0.1 degrees. Let's head now into the final aspect of this and talk about how we can start to sort of talk about how we can shallow this club, strengthen the face, and really start to work the club better in transition to stop you with that over the top move and swinging more into out. So here we go, this is the final move and how we can start to learn to swing a little bit more into out. We need an alignment stick that we put through our belt rungs here. As you can see, I've just done that. And I want a little bit more pointing at your right hand side for a right-handed player, and a little bit more pointing at your left hand side for a left-handed player. And the move that we're looking to create here is, I kind of notoriously see a lot of people that work the club very much out to in. We don't get this club working or disassociated from the body, so the club works very much like this, getting it working out to in, and really not getting that move of the club shallowing and working away from the body. I know it doesn't actually work away from the body, but that's the feeling that we're going to sort of try and create. So at the minute, if you're swinging very much out to in, we've got this motion where the lower doesn't separate from the upper and it all moves in one action. Now we're going to talk about it a little bit more complex. We know we've gone through 2 simple drills about how we can swing a little bit more into out. Now we're looking for that motion where we swing to the top. We've got this side and we've got this side. So we've got 2 edges of this alignment stick now. I want us to feel that our first move is that we're going to get this lower half moving before the upper. And this alignment stick really helps us to do kind of get that association with what we're trying to do. So to the top, lower before the upper. Can we get the shaft leaning down onto the alignment stick? So if we moved it all the same way, the shaft would never touch the alignment stick. It would work very much in this motion. If we could start from the ground up, so remember we're going to swing to the top, lower goes, upper goes, trying to feel as though we get the club touching the end of the alignment stick, because now we've got the opportunity to strengthen the face, shallow the shaft, which hopefully will give us a little bit more of a chance of swinging a little bit more into out. And again, linking back to what we're trying to do, create a more consistent club path, but not forgetting we need a consistent club face as well. So, first part of this drill, we're going to swing to the top, lower, upper, get the club head and a shaft on the edge of the alignment stick, because now we know, look, what this club is doing, it's shallowing. So it's creating this motion. Now, the important thing that we need to do here is, because we're talking about face and path relationship, the club will need to have an element of it strengthening. So what I mean by that is, if we're kind of making this club strengthen by some degree, we need to feel as though our knuckles are working down towards the ground. Or the expression that I use, try and get the logo to point to the ground. So if you can look closely here as I'm doing this, as I'm feeling that move from the lower to the upper, and the club and the shaft hitting the alignment stick, I'm doing this, I'm strengthening the face. So if we looked at kind of last parallel now, our lead wrist is sort of feeling like it's in a bowed position. It's not going to be. That's the feeling. And then we've got the opportunity to release that golf club through. Because if we're going to shallow that shaft, swing a little bit more into out, we need to realise that we're going to strengthen the face. So the motion in the downswing of feeling this is really what we're looking for at that point. So this is not something I would hit balls with. This is something that I do in kind of my gear system. So gear 1, feeling very slow. Lower, upper, strengthen the club, alignment stick through. Gear 2, a little bit quicker. Gear 3, quicker again. Gear 4, and up to gear 5, where we would sort of swing it at full speed, but we may move this out of the way a little bit, and just imagine that we've got this sticking out the far side. So we know the move that we're after. We know we're trying to sort of start this swing from the ground up and not have that feeling of all working together. We're trying to create that motion which works in that direction. And in simple terms, if we want to swing a little bit more into out, we need to have an over and under feeling in our swing. And if we're doing that, we need to feel that we've got this move happening, because that's really going to allow us to achieve what we're after. Okay, sit this one away. Let's see if we can achieve that into out path, but again, not forgetting the face, because we don't want one without the other, or we can't have one without the other. There we go. Positive, negative, a little bit too much negative than I would like, but really gave me that feeling of what I was trying to achieve. Thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. This is today's vlog, all about 3 ways we can swing a little bit more into out. So we've got the channel, we've got the alignment stick, and we've got that feeling of starting from the ground up, going a little bit more into the overall move in transition to give us a better strike, better golf shots, and overall better swings out on the golf course. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.